This doesn't look terrible, but a lot of work went into it. It was pretty crusty with pieces actually flaking off. So basically they were ground back to anything that wasn't going to easily grind off anymore. Things like this. There were layers put on that aren't adhered to the layers above. And basically just a great big hole in the boat here. And I could grind an inch worth of stuff off and try and start over, but it was just easier to patch it. This is thickened polyester resin with a lot of chopped glass fibers in it. And you can more or less sculpt with it and then sand it into the shape that you want, like this. And of course, all repairs have fairing compound over for the final layer to smooth things in before paint or gel coat in this case. So that's where the boat was made. And yeah, this is halfway through fairing in the one sugar scoop, and Rich is still helping with sanding the middle of the boat. I did the one sugar scoop and Rich did the rest of the boat. That's about how we work. So in previous episode I had sawed off the back of the one pontoon in order to put a boarding ladder there. So this stuff that's on there now, the light colored stuff, is fairing compound. And it's like Bondo for boats. It sands a little bit easier than Bondo. And you smear it on with the trowel flat, and then you scrape it off with the trowel sort of at right angles to the surface. And it leaves the compound only in the low spots. And you do that and sand it, and then a couple layers like that. So this is a kind of neat trick for filling big voids that are too big for a fairing compound. I'm putting tape over the spot that I want to fill in. And there's nothing behind the tape at the moment, but I've got this can of spray foam. And I'm just going to spray foam behind the tape. And the tape is basically a mold for the shape that the foam will take. And once the foam is hardened, then I'll take the sander and sand it into the shape, the exact shape that I want. And the foam sands away very quickly. There's a few low spots there, but this is where the foam was, and it's got a layer of fairing compound over it. And yeah, there's bare plywood there. So all of this is going to be covered with several layers of chopped strand mat fiberglass. And I have to fill in some of these holes that probably leak water. And there was a layer of fiberglass that was abraded through at the edge of the step there. And this needs to be smoothed in a bit more before putting fiberglass over all of this. And every step in the process is finished up by sanding. In this case, I'm wearing out the corners of the sandpaper going up in the corner of the sugar scoop. It's really hard to reach, especially the spot where I did the foam. Actually, the sandpaper isn't worn out in the middle, so I can use it for hand sanding a little bit. So I take a while to get everything sanded nice and smooth at this point. And then before doing anything else with resin, things get wiped down with acetone. And now I'm going to lay fiberglass over the whole sugar scoop. Basically to seal up any water leaks and to smooth over the surface a little bit more. It's actually that bad. And then there'll be, of course, a layer of fairing compound after the fiberglass. Whenever there's a compound curve, like this inside corner, for example, it helps to use the chopped strand fiberglass and to tear it into little tiny chunks. And you can get short little pieces of the fibers to conform to even a complex curve. The polyester resin dissolves the glue holding the fibers together, and they just become sort of a mush and can conform into complex curves in ways that would be very difficult to get woven cloth to go into. And once I've got all the corners done, I put several layers in all of the corners. And once that's done, then I go ahead and put a couple of layers on the big flat areas. And they'll come and overlap some of the stuff in the corners. And you really don't see an edge to it this way. This is another spot where using the chopped strand fiberglass makes it a lot easier. You can see there's actually sort of a ripple in the cloth at one point, and once the glue dissolves, I can go over it pretty hard with the roller a few times, and the fibers will just mush into a shape that conforms. Woven cloth would basically make ripples and stuff that would be impossible to get out. You'd have to cut it, and you'd have to know where to cut it and, make little darts, I think they're called, the cuts that let it overlap itself and go into a corner. But the chopped strand is real good for that, and as long as you use small enough chunks of it, you can basically get it to conform to any shape. So everything's been covered with several layers of fiberglass now. So I sand it smooth, brush it off, and it'll get wiped down with acetone. And then another layer of fairing compound before gel coat. Everything is getting pretty smooth now. The fiberglass kind of covered over anything that wasn't completely faired in. And so there's just the texture of the chopped strand now that I'm filling in with fairing compound. So I do the fairing compound and sand and maybe another layer or two. But it's getting very smooth at this point. So brush off the worst of it and then wipe down with acetone. Oh, and here comes the gel coat. So I do several coats with the gel coat, and then there will be a final coat that has wax mixed in with it to get it to fully harden. But this is it, yeah. Several weeks of prep went into this day, and this is the payoff. You can roll on the gel coat, and now it looks nice.